It's the NFL on EA Sports, and our focus is on George Pickens. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Steelers and the Ravens. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports and the National Football League welcome you to Acrisure Stadium here in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen with you. Greg, love this matchup. We got a couple of defensive-minded teams in this one. They love to press the quarterback. They press those wide receivers on the corners. Man, points are going to be tough to come by in this one.
And as good as the defenses think they're going to be entering today's game, Mike, I think it really flips the pressure on the opposing offenses. Make the most of your opportunities. Each possession matters. Don't turn the ball over. Don't be afraid to punt it back and play a little field position. The game within the game, I think, is a critical factor for ultimately
the veteran Chris Boswell, ready to get things going. And off we go from the Steel City. Here's Steven Sims to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense taking the field for the first time. They're led by former #1 overall pick and Super Bowl champion with the Rams, Matthew Stafford.
When we sat down with him earlier in the week, Mike, as you would imagine, he wasn't exactly thrilled when we brought up the fact that he had 4 interceptions in last week's game. You could tell it was still on the top of his mind. He was still working to put it behind him. I think my biggest takeaway was just how excited he was to get back on the field and have a fresh start. And I think we want to see him get off to a fast start here early, get some easy completions, put last week behind him. If he can move forward and he can play to the level he's capable of, I think they're going to have a lot more success here in this one today.
And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes third down. Bateman is the motion man. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. That's to the tight end, Kohler.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
To the tight end, Likely. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the first down.
1st and 10 now from the 36. Throwing again is Stafford. And good work there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Stafford. Pressure gets there. And down he goes.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
The play clock down to 0. And this, not the best of sequences.
Still third down.
The task now, a really tough one. 3rd and very long. Here's Stafford. And this ball incomplete. on third down.
I think the coverage deserves a majority of the credit for that one, Mike. I mean, up front, really nice job by the offensive line. The pass rush was completely stonewalled. Skill players had all the time in the world to get open, and they were just blanketed.
That's going to be out of bounds, no return. And the drive's going to start from just inside the 20-yard line. The Steelers led out by their quarterback, Russell Wilson. Still strange to not see him in a Seattle uniform where he was for a decade, couple of years with the Broncos. And now Greg, the 9-time Pro Bowler, year 1 in Pittsburgh.
One thing that was pretty evident when we had a chance to talk to him, Mike, is this guy, he just wasn't satisfied with his individual performance. They came away with the win, and that was great. But one area that seems to continue to hold him back is that he's predetermining where he goes with the ball. Not only did it lead to the 2 interceptions, but it leads to some missed opportunities as the play unfolds. He could have had more touchdown output if he would have just gotten off that first read and found the open man. He got away with it last week. He doesn't want to make a habit of trying to get away with it every week.
The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line. The big man, Nnamdi Madubuike, there for the sack. Here's a 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. Here's the replacement for Cameron Johnston, Corliss Waitman on to punt. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Ravens offense ready now for their 2nd drive. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. Stafford working from the pistol. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll work straight ahead with Henry. And he'll only get down to around the 42. 2nd down and 8. Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them 5.
Still 2nd down.
Stafford next on 2nd down. There's a short one caught by Andrews. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. It's Stafford throwing from the pistol. He's got his tight end. That's Andrews. It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His 3rd catch goes for a 1st down. And the back judge throws the flag. He looks at the ball, looks at the clock. Clock says 0. That's a delay of game.
Still 1st down.
A give right up the middle to Henry. And he'll work his way down inside the 30. Shooing off 7 yards on that one. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. From the gun, here's Stafford. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Searching for his Pro Bowl tight end Mark Andrews that time. And that'll set up fourth down. Out is Justin Tucker to try the field goal. This a 46-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good. And the Ravens are out to an early 3-0 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Steelers offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6.
At the 36-yard line.
They'll run it for the first time with Cordero Patterson. Able to make one man miss, but that's all. They get him. Take him down behind the line. Here's 3rd and 7.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
Out of the gun, it's Wilson. He'll let this go for Pickens. And Marlon Humphrey is there, and he picks it up. And the Ravens are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The Ravens offense ready to get back at it. This will begin at their own 13-yard line. So work to do starting with this 1st and 10. A shotgun snap to Stafford. This one is complete along the sideline. A very nice job to fit that ball in. It'll be a modest gain. They face 2nd down and 7. They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game.
Delay of game, offense. Still 2nd down.
On the handoff, it's Henry. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Stafford. This one complete to Bateman. They get 16 on that connection. 1st down, Baltimore.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down. You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. Out of the gun, Stafford. Coming up, and that's the tight end likely. It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His 3rd catch goes for a 1st down. So a big third down hookup takes us to the break. 3-0 is our score. And we're back to the Steel City after this. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now Stafford. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him. And instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Here's Stafford. That's complete. It's Justice Hill out of the backfield.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
On the give, here's Henry. He'll inch forward for maybe a yard. Larry Ogunjobi with the tackle for the defense. Here's a 2nd and 9. Now it's Stafford. He'll find Hill out of the backfield. And he's not going to be able to get away. Very good coverage on the perimeter. It goes down as a loss of yards. Some problems communicating on 3rd down, and that's going to be a delay.
Offense. Still 3rd down.
Whoa, things are getting tougher. It's now 3rd and 15. To throw is Stafford. And that is incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Oh, not the greatest punt there. This is going to hit and go out of bounds. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. They'll start from their own 4. Not a lot of room for error back here. It's 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground, and it's Harris. And he's going to go out of bounds, but not until he's past the 25-yard line. Can't ask for much more. 22 yards on the first play of the drive.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
Play clock has expired. They're not going to get this one off on
Delay
top.
of game, offense. Still 1st down.
Out of the gun, here's Russ. That's brought in right side by Pickens. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after the catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against a perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and That was a good one there.
They go play action with Wilson. That is caught downfield by Pickens. They'll have a first down. It's a gain of 28.
Mike, you know what we used to call those plays? No, 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 yes. Because that's exactly what was going through the mind of the coach on the sideline when the quarterback decided to throw that ball into really tight coverage.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. A give, and here comes Harris. Here's 2nd and 9. A quick throw, going to be caught by Pickens. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Good drive to this point. Now can you convert on 3rd and 3? Oh, in trouble. Down he goes. Odafe Oweh bursting in and recording the sack.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
Now on 4th down, the veteran Chris Boswell on for the Steelers. This will be a 41-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will tie the game at 3 apiece.
And that's really well done here, Mike. I mean, everything's in rhythm. A good snap, a good hold, and a good kick ties this game.
Justice Hill to return. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Bateman is the motion man. Now a first down throw for Stafford. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And he's going to give a short field to his offense here as they try to break the tie.
Mike, there's usually such a comfort level when the guy playing quarterback behind center is a veteran. They've seen a lot of ball. You can trust them to make good decisions. And then every once in a while, one just gets away. And that's just simply a bad ball, a bad mistake. And you're not going to get away with it at this level.
The Steelers offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll start in outstanding field position, looking for a way to break our tie. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down.
That's the gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 10.
On the ground, here comes Patterson.
Drop ball to the running back. Brought down at the 23-yard line. A gain of 5. It's 4th down.
Here comes Chris Boswell to try a field goal. This will be an even 40-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Steelers will take a 6-3 lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
The Ravens offense and Matthew Stafford heading back onto the field. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. He looks to add to him with another drive here. On first down, they'll start the drive with Henry. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. That's to the right side. He's got Andrews. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 10.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Stafford now. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
They'll run it with Henry. And he's shedding tacklers left and right, winding his way for a gain of 8. Now a 3rd and 2. On play action, it's Stafford. A throw, left side, caught by Andrews. And he will have the first down. He caught it short of the line to gain, but knows right where that marker is, and he's able to pick up that first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback. Get into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. This is Henry. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this first half. On first down, it's Stafford. Well covered on the sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Elandon Roberts. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. We saw it earlier, the defense on the quarterback with the earlier interception. And now, Greg, not only do they pick him, they turn it into a pick 6.
And, Mike, the reality is this has just been a bad first half throwing the football. I mean, not only is it his second interception, but this time the defense gets their hands on the ball, and they're able to take it all the way back for the pick 6.
Chris Boswell on for the point after. He gets it to go, and the Steelers move out in front, 13-3. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. On the return, here's Sims. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Bateman is the motion man. On 1st and 10, Stafford. Oh, a man open right side. He's got him. And this will bring them all the way down to the 20-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. That's complete to the veteran, Nelson Aguilar. He's close to a first down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. 2nd and a yard. Stafford. And that's That's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. Throwing again is Stafford. Throw to the sideline. Well done. Good job with the feet. Stays in bounds. It looks like, and yes, they do, have the first down. They'll pitch it out here to Henry. And he's not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose yardage. They push him backwards. From back at the 2 now, here's second and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front, and he's in. Justice Hill, touchdown Ravens. It's his second touchdown of the year. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score, and Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
Next to score, Steelers 13, Ravens 10.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. George Pickens and the Steelers offense heading back onto the field. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in the first half, it's resulted in a big play that is borne out by those eye-popping numbers. Catch made by Pickens. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and also give some credit to the back end, doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
1st and 10. Throwing again, Wilson. There's a short one caught by Freiermuth. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Marlon Humphrey, the man there to break that one up.
Well, that's 2 straight plays now where this secondary has won their matchup, and right now the offense needs to find some plays that just call for easy completions. Get your wide receivers in space. Allow them to run after the catch, because right now these downfield passes, the defense is all over.
They'll motion over Flowers. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And he'll work ahead for about 5 to the 25. So we're at halftime with just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll get you down to Orlando now, that's where the coach is, Jonathan Coachman, and our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. where you see the final score there. The Eagles had run off 9 straight wins to start the year, but a 10th was not in the cards as they fall for the first time. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Like we're going to play a big role in who wins this one. It's a return. Here comes Calvin Austin. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Steelers offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. About set for our next drive, where we take a peek ahead what's coming up later tonight. Sunday Night Football has the Colts and Jets AFC matchup at MetLife Stadium. And then tomorrow night on Monday Night Football, it's down to the Lone Star State for an in-state battle, Texans and Cowboys at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. That's a gain of 19 and a very quick first down.
This is where you have to be careful, Mike. You find yourself winning in the second half. Human instinct says, all right, let's just sit on the ball and protect the lead and let the clock run out. You can't do that. Stay aggressive. Do what got you here. Continue to mix the run with the pass. Keep your foot on the gas and try to extend this lead.
That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. Mike Williams, the one he was looking for, and that will lead to a second down. Here's a give left side to Harris. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. It is 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. And he finds his tight end Freiermuth. A gain there of 16 yards. That's a Steeler first down.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, that on third down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
Here comes Harris on the toss to the right. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Look how everybody moves in sync on this play, Mike. You have the linemen hitting their pull blocks, the guys on the outside working one-on-one. They clear just enough room to let him hit it, and next thing you know, picks up the first down.
And the Steelers are going to be set up. 1st and goal coming up. They'll mark them down at the 6-yard line. From the gun, it's Wilson. Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
All the way back at the 14 now. 2nd down and goal. A run. Here's Harris. And the defense stiffening here. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's all. 3rd and goal coming up. Now Russ. And that's going to wind up uncatchable out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
3 for 3 in the game as this one is also good. And the Steelers will extend their third quarter lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The Ravens offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. Here's 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. And he'll manage to work this forward to the 37 with Deshaun Elliott on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll go again here with Henry. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. 3rd and 5. From the gun, here's Stafford. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
A fair catch called for and made just beyond their own 15. The Steelers' offense and running back Najee Harris getting set to take over once more. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. 2nd down and 3. Play action. It's Wilson. This one is complete. It's Pickens. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
Now Wilson on 1st down. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Wilson lines up in the pistol. That's pulled in. Najee Harris. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. Steelers getting ready to put this one away. They will get away from that one, and they're going to have tremendous field position. This ball hits and goes out of bounds. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. Here's Henry. Second and 7. Moving the tight end right. They'll fake the handoff now. Stafford. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I like the idea of using the passing game to try to give your offense a little breathing room. You find yourself in the shadow of your own goalpost, Mike. Worst case scenario, you do not want to punt out of your own end zone. So I like the idea of trying to pick up some positive gains through the air. they've got to come up with some completions and try to pick up at least one first down, or you're going to put your defense in a tough spot.
Ravens bring their punt team out as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. And he's going to make a fair catch just beyond his own 40-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They work with a 6-point advantage as they start this drive on 1st and 10. They go play action now. Wilson. That's right side and brought in by Williams. That one good for a dozen and a very quick first down. We're going to run out of the gun, and here's Harris. And the defense all over this one. They knock him down. It'll go down as a loss of 2.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's 3rd down.
A loss of 2 yards leads to 3rd down and 14.
Out of the gun, here's Russ. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. So the Steelers ready to kick this one skyward, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. The deficit, 6 points. So a touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. That's downfield, and he's got Andrews, his tight end. 6 catches for him in the ball game now, and this one's good for a first down.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big game.
First down, Stafford. He'll get it into the hands of Zay Flowers. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
A gain of 16 yards.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
So we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll run. It's Henry. Whoa. 17 yards on that play. Good for a Raven first down.
Wow, this is the advantage to having a really effective passing game, Mike, as the defense now tries to adjust to stopping you through the air. It's a lot easier to mix it up and run the ball. There's a lot less defenders in there trying to stop you.
Play clock down to 0. That's going to be a
Delay
delay.
of game, offense. Still first down.
Stafford. And this ball batted away and incomplete. Rashad Bateman, the intended target, and it'll bring up second down. On the ground, here's Henry. And he did not want to go down. Good running, manages to gain 5. Big play coming up. This is third down. Working out of the gun, Stafford. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. And sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out? And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Austin now to return this. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The home team's offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. This drive begins with a run by Harris. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40.
Fourth quarter, you find yourself protecting a one-possession lead. It's a fine line, Mike, between do I keep the ball on the ground, continue to work the clock, or stay aggressive, try to extend this lead to a multiple possession game. That's the balance this play caller is dealing with right now.
Now it's Wilson. Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It is picked off by the rookie safety.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
The visitors' offense ready for this next possession. They'll start from the plus side of midfield, looking to possibly take the lead here. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them
Delay of game.
5.
Offense. Still second down.
Stafford now on 2nd down. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
And he'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the 1st down. It's going to bring up 4th down. So out comes a guy who's been here before. Big spot for Justin Tucker. This to tie things up here in the 4th. This one is hooking, and he missed it. No good. Wide to the left. And the deficit will stay right where it is.
You have to give him credit, Mike. I mean, that shows a lot of faith in your kicker because that is an ambitious effort from that distance.
The home team's offense ready to get back to work. They'll have a short field looking to build on the lead. They'll come up here 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Harris. And he's not going to get away. They're going to bring him down on the other side of midfield.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
And the back judge throws the flag. He looks at the ball, looks at the clock. Clock says 0. That's a delay of game.
Still 2nd down.
Shotgun snap, and they give it to Harris. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. He'll try to run for it. He got a lot of what he needed, but just not enough. The mark is a couple of yards shy of the 1st down. And here comes 4th down. Now, after that last play, we have an injured Raven. They only need a yard, and it's 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. That is incomplete. They took a chance throwing it on 4th and short, but not to be, and they'll turn it over on downs. The Ravens offense ready to come back out for this next possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Now this looks like a design run. And no place to go. He's hit and taken down behind the line.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
There's a short one caught by Andrews.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
And some problems communicating on 3rd down, and that's going to be a delay.
Still 3rd down.
So after the 5 yards are walked off, they face 3rd and long. Here's Stafford. This throw right is taken in by Flowers. The defense blows a chance to get off the field as the offense converts 3rd and 14. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap to Stafford. He'll find Aguilar complete. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face 2nd down and 7. To the air again. Stafford. Aguilar able to make the catch.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now in that field, there's no mistaking who it is. Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why. The ball carrier is able to make the first guy miss, but it was the pursuit from the rest of the defense that's able to get him down and keep him to no gain.
So out comes a guy who's been here before. Big spot for Justin Tucker. This to tie things up here in the 4th. And he has missed this one. No good. And the deficit will stay right where it is.
And that could very well wind up being a critical miss. I mean, you've got to be able to rely on your kickers at this stage of the game. But he can't come through, and this one stays a 3-point game.
They'll start this on the ground, and it's Harris. He'll only be able to get the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
Out of the gun, it's Wilson. That is brought in. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. George Pickens. Touchdown, Steelers. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Boswell adds the extra point, and the Steelers will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. Boswell now, following the touchdown, back out to kick this one off. On the return, here's Sim. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense about ready to take over once more. Greg, sitting up here with you, this is not the same energy we saw from this team at the start of the game. How much has the defense kind of sapped it out of them?
Oh, I think it's a big factor in this game. And when you start taking the ball away at the rate that they have today, it takes a lot of the confidence out of the offense. And I think that's the body language that you're referring to. There is a lot of doubt creeping in to this offense. And it's almost becoming to the point where you don't want to be the guy with the ball because you're afraid you're going to give it up. And when it gets to that, then as an offense, you're in trouble. The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
That's caught. Derrick Henry. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down. From the gun, here's Stafford. That's over the middle to the tight end, Andrews. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll throw once more. Here's Stafford. This one complete to Bateman. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Throwing again is Stafford. First down throw there is incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think like they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Towels waving, Steeler fans on their feet. It's third down. They'll drop to throw. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's fourth down. So out comes a guy who's been here before. Big spot for Justin Tucker. This to get back to a one-possession game. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And they are indeed back within one score.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Steelers offense and George Pickens out for their next possession. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. They run it over center with Harris. And a short pickup past the 25. Now the Ravens use their first timeout. And they'll get together prior to the second down play. Another run here with Harris. And he'll get close to the marker. A nice run, probably a yard short of that first down. Here's 3rd and 2. He'll try to run for it with Harris. And he's going to be taken down here. Looks like a pretty good spot, though. Yes, he's got it. That's a first down. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to an E. 2nd and 11. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game.
Delay of game, offense. Still second down.
Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So this one in the win column for the Steelers. They get the victory away from home in the division. Those are so valuable. And they'll get another shot in their place next time later in the season. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Steelers, winners, as we say so long from the confluence of the 3 rivers in Pittsburgh.